877-201-5591 or visit sempersolaris.com. IQ8 price the same as IQ7. 20% cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call or see website for details. Expires 11/30/2021. See
All the foreign faces on the
I heard the Federal Reserve may raise interest rates. Yes, in fact, mortgage rates have already started going up on the rumor.
That's why we just refinanced with owning. We got a 30-year fixed, 3.5% rate, 2.731 APR. And we also took thousands out in cash used for a bunch of other things. Owning made the whole process fast and easy. Wait up! Check, please! I'm going to call owning, and last month we find out.
Call Owning at 8332-OWNING or go to owning.com and lock in a 30-year fixed refi at today's 2.5% rate, 2.731 APR. That's 8332-OWNING or owning.com.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation in the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval for qualified borrowers. Call 833-303-4161 for terms. Equal housing lender.
Call Owning at 8332-OWNING or log on to owning.com. That's 8332-OWNING or owning.com. Now is the time to shop Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. So shop Black Friday Cyber Monday deals on Windows 11 PCs, servers, storage, monitors, and more. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Don't miss our iHeartRadio Holiday Special with exclusive performances from Kelly Clarkson, Michael Bublé, Train, and Pentatonic. Wednesday the 24th, starting at 7 p.m. Watch on iHeartRadio's Facebook and YouTube channel. Plus, check out the exclusive VR performance in the Venues app on Oculus Quest.
New holiday gifts are arriving at a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods store near you for way less than you expect. Endless selection, great prices, all season long. Shop TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods today.
KFI AM 640.
To talk to Ian Punnett, call the Wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free from east of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies toll-free, call 800-618-8255. This is Coast to Coast AM with Ian Punnett.
Love that band. Sounds a lot like Beck or Moby. It's the Winnetka Bowling League is what the band is called. But it was just another fun project from the lead singer, who, by the way, is married to Hillary Duff. Love that tune. It's called Kombucha, Winnetka Bowling League. And I grew up in Winnetka, Illinois, and I was actually in the Winnetka Bowling League. I can't remember what it was that originally turned me onto that song. That might have been it. But I love watching that video, too, on YouTube. Tom Danheiser standing by.
You bowled.
I was a bowler for a long time, actually. I still have my bag with my bowling ball. I don't know if I can put my fingers in the holes anymore, but I had my own ball. I remember that.
What is a turkey?
What is a turkey?
Yeah.
When you're bowling, no. You mean when you get three in a row?
That's
you
it.
get 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. That never happened to me ever. So when you say, what is it, I would say, it's the thing that happened to the guy that lay next to me.
Testing your knowledge.
Never actually happened to me.
Let me ask you one more question.
Yep.
What's the last really cool thing that you saw on YouTube that you came across?
You know, it's funny. I go to YouTube videos all the time because I manage this alternative and hip hop radio station on campus. So I'm on YouTube a lot, and I love looking at new bands, and I love looking at new videos. And I go to YouTube a lot for podcasting because some of the best podcasts are also have a video component, and they're on YouTube. And plus, it's a great way to check out the latest from coast to coast. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong, and that's exactly why I asked you, because we want to let people know about the Coast to Coast channel. Check this out, Ian. We're moving up. We're almost at 500,000 subscribers right now.
Really?
Unbelievable, right?
And it's the first hour.
Yes, people can listen to the first hour of recent and past shows all for free. And all they have to do is go to our website, coasttocoastam.com, Go to the YouTube icon. It's up at the top. All they do is click it, and boom, that free audio is right there for them.
You know, I was referring that to a guest, actually, who asked if he could get a copy of the show that he was on in the first hour. And I said, you know, it's hard for me. I said, but I said, here's the easy way to do it. And they wrote back like a day later and go, that was great. Thank you. And all they had to do is subscribe, and they listen to themselves on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's so much there to watch.
And first hour guest tomorrow night is going to be Sam Laurento. So we're going to be getting an update on the Illinois MUFON story, where my older son and my wife both saw a UAP over downtown Chicago. And I asked Sam to keep track of other reports that were coming in and whether anything about that was consistent with other reports they've been getting across the Midwest. And so that'll be in the first hour tomorrow night. And then Peter Coyote, actor Peter Coyote, is going to be our main guest tomorrow night.
Good stuff, Ian.
Yes.
We'll be there listening. And, of course, you get to do the football game, right?
Yes. There's no point in anybody listening online, and I would strongly discourage anybody from hearing that. But if they missed it, they can listen to it in the first hour.
I probably shouldn't play the audio at any time, right?
No, just don't do that. But it could be fun. Who knows? Ed Weigel is our voiceover guy, and he's wonderful on that show. So he'll be the best thing coming up. All right, we'll go back to open lines. We'll find out where you're going to take us up to the top of the hour on Coast to Coast AM. This is Ian Punnett.
Sometimes the world can seem a cold place, so we gotta bring a warmth to it. Sometimes the world can seem a broken place, so we gotta strive to fix it. At the end of the day, we are empowered to create the world we want to live in. So we prepare for the worst, but we must always expect the best. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit LoanDepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rate is subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
At 45 years old, I was in so much physical pain, I was truly dreading getting any older. I had weak bones, achy joints, weight that wouldn't go away, almost no energy, and constant brutal headaches. I was falling apart physically and mentally. I searched desperately for alternatives to the pain management traditional doctors offered. I tried alternative medicines with no positive results. Then I heard Dr. Joe Wallace on Coast to Coast with George Norrie and decided to get his unique recommendation, 90 days. It took less than a month to show results, and I've lost 95 pounds. I'm off all pain medications and pharmaceuticals. Best of all, the pain is gone. I look forward to my future. This is Rebecca Kozak, and if pain has you dreading your future, don't suffer through another day. Visit criticalhealthnews.com. Sign up to receive the newsletter, Dr. Wallace, 10 Bad Foods, and tons of invaluable nutritional advice. Call 855-949-RADIO to speak to an experienced nutritional consultant. That's 855-949-7234 and criticalhealthnews.com.
All right, so I think Walt's been hanging on long enough. We'll get to him, and then Jay and Kent, and we'll wrap things up on Coast to Coast AM. So, Walt?
Professor Punnett, it's always great to speak to you.
And to you. Where are you going to take us tonight, Walt?
Well, you were just talking about turkeys. To scientists, it's becoming more and more apparent that turkeys are dinosaurs. There are all birds they think are the descendants of the dinosaurs that survived the great asteroid impact of 65 million years ago.
I believe that theory's been prominent since the first Jurassic Park. Yep.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's amazing what in '78 the Providence Unpaleontologists, Walter and Louis Alvarez, they come out with, the iridium theory that postulated that the asteroid impact deposited the iridium layer, and that became the delineation between the Cretaceous and the Tertiary.
Right.
So, their rationality was that, well, no dinosaur fossils were found above this iridium layer, but now they think that it just wiped out the very largest dinosaurs, but smaller dinosaurs, they theorize, now survive. And that's what we see as the ostriches and the emus, and, obviously not all birds are flighted. They are able to fly, but...
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that my fellow callers know that George calls me the resident atheist, skeptic, or whatever you want to say. Ian, you're talking about 2 plus 2. To me, evolution is as proven as 2 plus 2. The fossil evidence is overwhelming.
All right.
I
don't have any problem with that.
I've mentioned the tongue-twisting phrase ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny on the show to George. Now, that's your ironclad proof of evolution. That means that we evolve in the womb just as our species has evolved in nature.
Yeah.
The spermatozoa and the ova are reminiscent of the protozoans in the primeval seas from which we evolved. So, you can say that they're quote-unquote human bugs, and then they unite and form what's called the zygote. Then we go through the blastular stages at 6 weeks. The human embryo, it looks like a 1-inch little guppy. It has...
I accept all of this. Yeah, I don't have any problem with evolution.
Well, like I say, to me, you can't reconcile it with Genesis. Genesis...
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I don't think you can. From a scientific...
Wait, whoa. Well, that's your problem that's your elite. And I realize that your lens is to always look at everything that's written in the Bible is somehow wrong. But I think that's it has nothing to do with it. And in fact, the idea of how we try to explain pre-science, you're going to fault somebody from 5,000 years ago who was trying to understand how the world came about to tell that story?
Well, obviously, when the Bible was written, there were no microscopes, no telescopes.
Right.
There was no science of psychology. They didn't understand the way they thought. I thought about crime.
But 200 years ago, scientists still didn't believe in evolution.
Well, before the microscope, they weren't aware of this.
But the point is that everybody changes, and so what? I mean, I think you go back and you pick fights with stuff that, I don't know the point other than you want to take a victory lap of some sort. But I don't have any problem with evolution, and the Bible, I don't think, has any problem with evolution. And, Darwin died a man of faith, so I don't know what he didn't renounce religion.
Well, Darwin wasn't aware of DNA, obviously, but religion to me serves only to divide and confuse man.
Okay, I get that. But now you're reading off your Walt index card, okay? And if that's what it's going to be when you call, is that now you're going to pound the same pulpit, what makes you any different? I mean, why are you any different than any other evangelist out there? You're just an evangelistic atheist. And
science must be our religion now to me. Science
to you it is. To me it's not. And to me, science is science and should always be science. And religion should always be religion. So if you want to we can make anything a religion. People who can make money, some people make sex a religion. Whatever, it's a free country. But don't, that as a caller on this show, you're just abusing this privilege by being an evangelist again and again and again if you're going back to the same things you've said so many times. So I'm not arguing with those points. Go find a radio show that's arguing with you. I'm not. So now you're just going to say it because you're every bit an over-the-top evangelist for atheism, and some schmo who's going to come banging on my door demanding I listen to his version of the Bible. I don't have any time for it. So do better. Think deeper. Let's move on. Jay is in Marysville, Indiana on Coast to Coast AM. Jay?
Hi, Ethan.
Hey.
Good morning to you.
And to you.
It's always good to when you're hosting the show. First of all, I am not the most intelligent man in the world.
Okay.
But I do know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, unless you're an accountant. And then it has to be whatever your employer says it is.
That's funny.
Okay. I have an opinion, and it's probably not going to be very popular on a show like this, about UAPs, UFOs.
Yeah.
A lot of people were disappointed with the report that came out. And they expected a lot more information. I think that one of the most important things that came out of that report is their acknowledgement. They acknowledge that something exists out there. We all know now that UAPs, UFOs do in fact exist.
Yes.
But I think to get more intelligent, informed information, and to get more people talking, and less people being afraid to talk about it, we need to lift UAPs and UFOs out of the paranormal arena.
That's a good point.
More scientific arena.
Oh, I've said something very similar to this in the past, and I said, if it's real, and I believe it is, it's not paranormal. It's not around the normal. It is the normal.
Right.
So let's just talk about it that way. It's not parascience or parapsychology. It's science. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I realize that somebody, even shows like this, for instance, and I'm not being critical, don't misunderstand me, I'm just stating an opinion. When you have commercials like this, paranormalbase.com, the only thing you zero in on is UFOs, or people call in and say, I saw a UFO right in my backyard and Bigfoot came out of it. That doesn't help.
No, I'll grant you that. But I mean, I think that, if the theme of the show is this is a chance for people to express themselves, there will be things that will always be on the fringe. What's in the mainstream now used to be in the fringe, but it's not anymore. So there was a time when many of these conversations that we've had were considered fringy, if not kooky, but mainstream science takes them very seriously now, and that's good enough with me. And sometimes that's all we can do for one little radio show chugging its way in the middle of the night. I wish I could say that with one radio show we can solve all those folks' problems, but we can't. But at least we can be part of the conversation, and thank you for being part of ours. Kent is not too far from you in Indianapolis. Kent?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you're on open lines. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, I know you guys are about to be done for the night. I just got off work at 3:30 in the morning and just listen to you guys all the time. I've been driving a semi for the past 9.5 years, and that's what got me pretty much on to George Norrie and Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Listening every night, going down to St. Louis.
You and rock bands. There are more people who are closing up from bars and driving from one town to another. I hear that all the time.
I just got married in October, and right before my wedding, I went to a concert here in Indianapolis for Dan and Shay. And one of the opening acts is, or one of the opening bands is the band Camino. Highly recommend it. They are amazing in concert. I did not expect them. I didn't even know who they were. And then now I listen to their music nonstop.
All right. Well, I will take that tip.
But I wanted to get to a point that I made to the guy that answered the phone. I don't know if you guys have heard or seen the videos of Joe Rogan's podcast with Tom DeLonge, where it's just Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
You were asking earlier, why is it that nobody's paying attention enough right now? And
No, I wasn't asking that. I think they care. I don't think it changes their lives. And
I have a point to that, if you mind.
Sure, go ahead.
I think people made it political, and a lot of people are just trying not to get involved in politics because it's so polarizing right now. And I think when the Podesta email came out, Tom DeLonge's name was on that, and he's a part of this group that's releasing all this information. And so immediately, you're on the right, you're like, Tom DeLonge is a part of this group, they don't want to listen to anything he has to say. So I think that's where some of it comes from. But some of the material, you actually listen, or if you listen to what he says in his podcast, and then in the podcast of Joe Rogan, you go back and listen to his original interview that a lot of places have taken him down, but you have to do some research. And in those podcasts and in interviews, what he says is that the earth goes through cycles. And that every so often we get hit with something, or we destroy ourselves. And they go through these cycles, and that this group, they're not actual, like, extraterrestrials. They're not from somewhere else. They're from here. They're from Earth. And that they've been guiding us along through time, trying to help us get past a certain part where we're wanting to fight with each other and always prove that our religion's right, or our philosophy is right, or theology is right, instead of us coming together. And I just wanted to say, a couple callers ago, I think his name was Mike, that lost his wife. I just want to tell you, thank you. I'm glad that I waited, and hearing you say that about your wife, I'm sorry you lost her, but I really just got married, and I found the best woman in my life. She makes me extremely happy. So hearing that made me tear up, honestly, listening to it.
Well, wait a minute. You just got off work, so give her a little kiss on the forehead before you go to bed, and let me grab Brian in west of the Rockies, but I appreciate all of those comments. Interesting. Brian's in, or is it Byron in Colorado? Sorry.
Hey, no problem. My ears don't work that well, so I appreciate it. It's Brian. A quick one. Early segment talking about Barry Sadler. You mentioned that people with one-hit wonders, they can sometimes live on the quote-unquote annuity.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about it, and Pat Domino, I don't know if you remember him or not.
Sure.
But he was an early rhythm and blues and rock and roll. He's from Louisiana. Had a big hit called Blueberry Hill.
Yeah.
And Pat Boone, more of a popular guy, he did a cover of Blueberry Hill.
He destroyed it, but yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
However, now I think this was my memory. I'm 78 years now, so my memory is full of holes, shooting Swiss cheese. But I heard an interview with Pat Domino, and I think it was either George Norrie or maybe even Art Bell. And they were interviewing Pat Domino, and the interviewer brought up, well, you know, like a lot of, I used to think the same thing. Pat Boone destroyed Blueberry Hill. It wasn't the same at all.
But he made Pat Domino a lot of money. And if the artists are smart enough to retain the rights to their songs, and they got good financial advice, they did well. Yeah, I wish I had done that interview with Pat Domino, by the way. That would have been cool. I'll have to go back and try and find who did. Yes, and it's always true, too. A lot of the blues performers from the 1960s and 70s always credit the British metal invasion for lining their pockets again, because they were largely forgotten. So that is true. Pat Boone's version of Blueberry Hill still sucks. Nothing changed. It's like 2 plus 2. It'll always just be. And not all the quantum physics and theory in the world can ever fit Pat Boone's version of Blueberry Hill. I'll leave it there. Tomorrow night, Peter Coyote. And everybody that put together the show tonight, thank you so much. Deus Te Amat, and I do too.
Serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters Association and this station.
What would you do with $1 million? You just might
find out the answer if you are the lucky winner of the $1 Million Moment at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel on November 29th. It's the biggest cash prize in Yamava history. One winner, $1 million. Use your Club Serrano card to participate in qualifying promotions all November long. Visit Yamava.com/million for full details, and you could become an instant millionaire in one moment. The $1 Million Moment. Only at Yamava Resort and Casino. Yamava.com. Must be 21 or over to enter. Please gamble responsibly. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
Good morning, my early rising friends. I'm Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer, custom home builder, custom home designer. You know, it's just about 6 o'clock here on Saturday morning. That means for the next few hours, I'm going to be here with you as a friendly voice in your morning and your personal guide to turning your ordinary house into an extraordinary home. It all gets started in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned and welcome home. This is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk. Critical thinkers. Want it.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Reacting to Rittenhouse. I'm Amy King, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. People across the country have reacted to the acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse. He was facing life in prison for shooting and killing 2 men and hurting another during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer. But the jury found him not guilty on all charges yesterday after about 3 days of deliberation. Rittenhouse claimed he was acting in self-defense in all of the shootings. Protesters in South L.A. say the not guilty verdict for Kyle Rittenhouse sets a murderer free. This guy says, of course, people would be scared when a person shows up to a demonstration with a gun.
It almost declares open season on people who are protesting in behalf of a more just society. Someone like him is trying to head the country in exactly the wrong direction.
He says Rittenhouse is clearly racist and only came to incite violence. The man was one of a few dozen who gathered yesterday holding signs that read, "Death to White Supremacy." News brought to you by Duffy Power Services. A 29-year-old woman has been shot and killed riding in a car on a freeway in the Bay Area. Amani Morris was the passenger in an SUV with her fiancé and 2 sons when the car was fired on near the Bay Bridge toll plaza. Her fiancé's mom says her son was driving.
But you didn't even know that she was hit. The little boy said, "What happened to mommy?" And my son said he looked, and that's when he noticed that she was gone. Blood was everywhere.
This is the 77th shooting in Alameda County freeways this year. 2-year-old Jasper Wu was killed in his car seat on the 880 freeway November 6th. LA County Health Director says she's watching some COVID-19 hotspots.
Lancaster, Palmdale, Santa Clarita, Studio City, and Venice have unusually high case numbers, and County Health Director Barbara Ferrer says she doesn't see a connection between the cities. Even vaccination rates are different. Ferrer says Studio City has a 79% vaccination rate, but Lancaster has a 58% rate, but both cities are experiencing a spike in cases. He says age may play a role in the jump in cases. The average age of those infected is 26 to 36 years old, the ages, Ferrer says, in which there's more socializing inside and outside of the workplace. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
Asian Americans in LA are asking for the public's help in reporting anti-Asian attacks. Connie Chung with Asian Americans Advancing Justice says, while the media has largely moved on, Asian hate remains an issue.
Asian Americans continue to be scapegoated, and they continue to be attacked in Los Angeles because we are being blamed for this pandemic.
Officials say recent attacks on Asians in LA are of concern. The Conco Church of LA was hit with arson earlier this week. It was the second time this year. Officials at the Ontario airport say things are getting busy again.
Ontario Steve Lambert says the healthy airport is generally good news for the local economy, as it's a big economic driver for the area.
You see that in terms of businesses recruiting employees, businesses bringing in folks to do business with them.
Airport officials say October traveler numbers were at 98% of those in 2019. They say they anticipate that Thanksgiving travel will near pre-pandemic levels. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
Billboard's list of 100 greatest holiday songs of all time. Carrie recorded the song in 1994. She says she wanted it to be a timeless classic. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee is in the number 2 spot on the list, and Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms is number 3. Got a crash in Irvine on the 5.
It's southbound side of the 5, right at the 133. Pretty serious crash here. 4 right lanes have been shut down. It's actually jammed all the way back to Culver Drive. Reports of a new problem in Covina, eastbound side of the Tenet via Verde. A stalled car in the left lane. Look out for sudden delays there. And Caltrans working through Montebello on the east and west 60 between Finley and Rosemead Boulevard. 2 left lanes shut down each direction until around 8 o'clock in the morning. Eastbound 10 freeway between Ontario, between Euclid and 4th Street. 3 right lanes shut down there as well. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. Robert Seducki.
3 years ago, a neighbor of my daughter's went completely squirrely, and she and I were genuinely frightened for her safety. So I bought her a taser, the perfect non-lethal defense device. With smart self-protection can stop threats before, during, and after you pull the trigger. Taser is designed for home defense, your daily commute, and everywhere in between. She wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel safe about her. This is really about stopping the bad guys before you're in real physical danger. Get Taser Pulse Plus today. Save 15% at Taser.com. Enter the promo code BILLHANDLE. That's spelled T-A-S-E-R, Taser.com. Promo code BILLHANDLE. Save 15% at Taser.com. Promo code BILLHANDLE. Supplies are limited. Restrictions apply. See the site for details. Taser.com. Promo code BILLHANDLE.
Making insurance is second security office passenger.
Low to mid-70s for Metro LA and Inland Orange County, and mid to upper 70s for the valleys and Inland Empire. Low clouds and fog again overnight with lows in the 50s, and sunny for Sunday. Gusty winds, highs much warmer in the 70s to near 80 at the beaches, upper 70s to upper 80s inland. It's 54 in San Clemente, 51 in Pasadena, 57 in Fountain Valley, 56 in Hacienda Heights.
Making insurance.
Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Amy King.
Lexus insurance is second security office passenger. Code 20%.